Okay, so this is the pattern generation part of the tutorial. This is really where you're going to be able to get some custom stuff of your own, and I think this is really a neat feature in Adobe. But let's just do the wall just to show you how this function works. But this was the texture we had generated in the previous tutorial. But open up your walls, and we're going to basically create a new layer to put our pattern in. So what I want you to do is just duplicate any of these folders. And so let's just start with the top one. Actually, let's just do the wood one that we're in. Let's just duplicate that because the mapping on that is simple. You'll see the brick siding is mapped differently because it has, in the end here, I'll just show you this real quick. It has a different masking because I have two different textures going on. But to do that, I just alt-clicked on the masking part, alt left mouse button, so if you want to see where your masking is affecting. But in the end, the wood layer, the only thing you're going to have to change, if you don't want this to be wood anymore, is you're going to just change this bottom wood texture, and you're filling the whole screen with it, so it's very simple. You just change this entire wood texture out to something new. And then the way I've got it set up, well, it's actually, we could do a roof. Let's just do the roof so I can show you. The way I've got it set up is it's masked correctly so that in the end, if you change this entire swatch, it's not like it changes the entire panel here. It doesn't cover everything. Let me just disable the mask so you would see. So if the mask was not there, this metal texture would cover the entire thing. So hopefully you don't accidentally screw up the masking. But I've set it up so it's only going to change the swatch part, or this part of the texture, and you can fill in this entire square. So in the end, I guess let's do this metal just because it'll show you how it's only going to go to this one layer. But first what you're going to do is you're going to copy the metal layer. So you're going to right click on the top folder, and you're gonna go ahead and sorry, that's not gonna do anything for you. You're gonna pick the folder, and you're gonna go where the heck is it? You're gonna duplicate group. Was that on there? I feel like right click, it should be there. There it is. Anyway, right click, duplicate group. Okay, metal copy. That's not what I want. I'm just gonna call it stone because we're gonna just make. I've got a stone pattern we're gonna go grab. So now you've got a duplicate of it. And you didn't have to do anything. It's still the metal pattern, but we're going to change that, okay? So let's go get our texture that we're going to change this metal pattern to. So I go to cgtextures.com or Google to get most of my things. So let's just come in here, and I've just typed in the word, or I just went to the rock panel. So I went here to rock, and then I went into smooth. And you would not have a rock roof, but I just want to show you how this works. Maybe you do want a rock roof, but you're going to go to any of the seamless textures. So when you mouse over this, see how it says seamless there? The other thing is you can sometimes just type in like rock seamless, and it will bring up seamless textures, or over here on the right, show seamless textures only. And so when I Google as well, I will Google the words, like rock seamless texture, and then that will usually get me to what I want. So let's just grab something here. So let's click on this, and hopefully I'm logged in. Yeah, it looks like I'm logged in. So you'll have to register here if you want. And let's just download this. So most of these are 1024 by 1024 that I can get, and they're free. And so then you're going to save it. And I have a big ass textures folder where I'm just compiling mass amounts of different things. For whatever reason, it looks like I don't have rock, but I'll put it in my Canyon rock folder. That was for my terra firma. So let's just, I'm going to get lost in there. Let's just make a new folder and call it rock. And let's just put it in there for now. Okay. Then we're going to come back into Adobe. Now, this is really cool. What we're going to do is we're going to open that folder. And we got to go find that now. So wherever the heck you've stored that. And mine is in my storage closet, my textures, and my rock. So there we go. So we're going to open our rock. Now, if you just copied this rock and put it in onto the other thing, it's 1024 by 1024. So you just paste this in here. You can see it's way too big. Now, I know from doing all this crap that in the end, it works well at around 256. So I'm going to change this image And so I'm going to pick image and go image size, and I'm going to change it to 256 by 256. Remember, we can always come back and fix that if it's not small enough for us. We're not going to save over this, so when we close this, we just don't save it. We'll always have our original 1024 by 1024 texture. Now, here's where the magic happens. Go Edit, Define Pattern. And then you can name it whatever you want or leave it the same name that CG Textures named it. And just click OK. So, and then we'll come back to our texture generator. Now what it has done is this paint bucket tool over here normally comes in and says foreground, but if you change it here on the drop down box, you can make it pattern. And then what you see is on this drop down, and now I don't know why this is so microscopic, but it's the way it is, and you maybe can change it, I don't know. But it's freaking small, and this is the pattern we just made. This rock is real here, so you can see the name of it when you mouse over. And I don't know when I gifted this to you guys if you have all my textures or not. There's a way to save these presets and patterns, and maybe I can do that and upload it as well if you're not getting those. But anyway, now you've got it. Go pick it. And now when I paint, it's going to paint in that pattern. So let's go back to the roof, and did we not oh, I went in the wrong file. Haha. That was something different I was working on. So I'm going to close that and not save that. Anyway. Now, come back here to that metal layer. Okay? So remember, we're stone here is what and I'm going to change the name of this so we don't get lost. Name this stone or rock or whatever you want. And now make sure that the left swatch is picked, the color swatch here. So the right swatch is the masking, the left swatch is picked. See how that's highlighted? And watch this. All I'm going to do is just select all and then just paint bucket in. Nope, don't do that because it's still there. If you hit select all and you hit delete and then you paint in, well, now it's painted. So let me zoom in. You can see that rock came in and it patterned it all the way across. Now, the only thing I will say there is I'm going to Control Z that. I don't like that way of doing it, and so let's go back because I think that's just too fiddly. Instead, if you select all, you can come up here and do Edit, and you can choose Fill, and then it's got your pattern, and then you can pick your custom pattern. So it's an easier way to do it than picking the paint bucket tool, but just two ways of doing that. So anyway, the way I did that is we would make our stone pattern, we would come back in here. You don't even have to worry about the paint bucket. You pick your left swatch, you go Edit, Fill, and then the contents are the pattern. You pick the correct pattern, and then you click OK. And now my stone comes in. So watch this, Edit, Fill. Now if you have a bunch of patterns in here, watch how quickly. So that I think is my thatch roof. Let's do this weird variegated stone. Like, okay, this is easy. Edit, Fill. So once you've built yourself a nice library of patterns and textures, this is wood, you know, so you can then just be zipping around and changing things on the fly. Let's go down and let's go change the walls. So we're going to come out, and this will be the last one. We'll duplicate our wood layer. So come here, right click on the wood layer, duplicate the group, and I'm going to change the wall to that stone we just brought in. So change that to stone. And rename this down here as stone because it's no longer going to be wood, just to keep some organization. And then the whole thing's all selected still. We're going to fill this. We're going to change our pattern to that stone we just had, and boom, you know. All right, and then we're going to file and save this as, and then we're going to make it as a PNG. And I'm going to put it back into where all my other crap is. And this is going to be test 2. And you're going to OK that PNG. It's going to save it. Done. You're going to head over to Smart Normals. You're going to close your old one. You're going to load the new one. So we're going to find test 2. Test 2. You're going to open it. Remember, I got my bias on about 70. You're going to save that. Right click, save image as. Then we're going to find our test 2 and do test 2 underscore norm or NRM. Come back into Unity. And we're going to create our texture. So this is just a different way. If you right click on, you import new asset, and you come to, you go find your file. I showed you the other way to do it is dragging and dropping, but this is the other way to do it, is test2, import that texture in, and then you're going to go to your normal map and right click, import new asset, find your test2 norm, bring that in. Oop, test2 norm, bring that in. And then you remember you got to inspect it, change your normal map from a texture, why it imports it that way. It just has to. And then you got to change it to the normal map. It just doesn't know what it is when it's coming in. It doesn't know whether it's a texture or supposed to be a normal map. All right, and then we're going to create our material. So duplicate any of these that we like. I duplicated that all brick last time. Duplicate that. Change it. You just click here once. If you're double clicking on it, it's not gonna work. Just click it, left mouse click once there. Test2. Drag in our textures. Oop, am I picked? Yep, I know I'm picked there. Test2. We're gonna change this test2. And then let's go get our normal map, our test2 norm. All right, so it should be created. So test2. Boom. All right, go create some magic.